guys, welcome to Journey. My name is Melix, and with me I have Rudolph, and he's going to tell us everything about his journey. So sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Hello, my sweethearts. Hello, Mel.
Hi, Rudy.
Thank you for having me up.
Pleasure.
Okay, so I just want to set a record straight today. I am not gay. Many of you think I am, but I'm not. And after this video, you'll understand why I say so. Okay, so I'm gonna start with being a little boy.
Okay.
I always knew I was different. I didn't know different in which way. I didn't exactly know different from who. I was just different. And I knew it. And there were people who made it obvious that I was different. They made it known to me that my kind of difference is not acceptable. Um, not by humanity, not by God, not by anybody. And I became suicidal at a very early age when I realized that I was gonna face this world being somebody I didn't want to be, and I don't want to mention names. I'm gonna try as a little possible to even mention the relation to these people to me. So growing up, I was told that who would ever love you if your mother doesn't even love you? Obviously, I knew my siblings didn't love me. So, suicide has been part of me from a very early age, not only because of who I was, but there were other factors as well. Going forward, um, primary school, high school, I think I was in between. I was popular at times, and I was hated at times, I was bullied at times, and it kind of makes of you somewhat of a person, somebody you don't even realize until a certain point. Now I can look back in my life and realize what has changed me, what I've turned into, and so forth. But at the time, I did not know what was happening. And so, long story short, I was living in Polokwane. I had a car accident in 2006. It was a hectic accident. I ended up paralyzed, and my doctor suggested I get something else to do. I was a field technician at the time. I then decided to take life, or that from that moment going forward in my life, is a second chance to life, and I decided to be, or try to be, at least everything that I always wanted to be. I decided to give myself chances in areas of my life where I wouldn't dare go to. So when I then got a job in Joburg and I decided to take it. When I did decide to take it, to me it was, this is it. I'm moving back to Joburg as myself. No one's ever going to have to ever doubt my sexuality, whether I'm gay or straight. And I'm going to introduce myself as a gay person. And everyone who meets me will know that I'm gay, and I wouldn't ever have to explain anything to nobody. And that's how I lived my life. I started getting a few gay friends here and there, and I just became more and more comfortable with who I was, and being in my own skin, and being surrounded by people like me. However, I was not comfortable with the overly gay guys.
Yeah.
It was a time when it was hot being gay and butch. Everyone wanted a butch gay boyfriend. Everyone wanted to be a butch gay boyfriend, you know. And it's only in recent times where I'm like, they call it straight acting.
Okay.
And I'd be like, but why would you want to act straight? Either you are, you're not.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and but it took a lot of my own self discovery to get to where I was. Anyway, so sure, there's so much to say. I don't want you to get lost with what I'm saying. And I do apologize for thinking things through before I actually say it, because I don't want to confuse anyone more than what they already are confused. So basically, we're going to fast forward 2015. 2015, I started getting flashbacks from my childhood, and that's when I realized that things actually happened to me that I blocked out. I forgot about it. And one thing led to the other. It was as if my subconscious was getting me ready for what it was about to reveal to me.
Yeah.
And then bit by bit, like, I started remembering events and places and people, and what we ate and what we did there, and what, how often we went there, type of thing. And eventually I realized that I'm not who I thought I was. I'm not who I thought I was. Um, During that time, I discovered that I was molested. As time went on, I discovered that I was rejected by my mother. Um, in one thing led to the other. It took me since 2015 up until December of 2021 to actually realize that I'm not what even you people thought I was up until now, up until the end of this video.
Wow.
And so at the end of this video, you'll understand that I'm not gay. I'm not at all gay, my darlings. And that's the reason why we're also doing this video, because people are so narrow-minded. People know, I won't say narrow-minded, people just know too little to know, if I can put it that way. You know too little to know. And so December 2020, 2021 just finished. 2020 December, I started getting more flashbacks from my childhood. And it was during the same time when I suddenly started hearing gender fluid, terms like gender fluid, non-binary, they were just terms up until the time I started getting these other flashbacks regarding my childhood, relations with some of my siblings, some of them. I remembered a neighbor's child, and how I used to hide in their house. And one thing led to the other. My memories or my flashbacks combined with that which I heard, non-binary, gender fluid, just rang a bell. I all of a sudden had more interest. I had to go and Google what is gender fluidity. That sounds like something I could relate to. And I started looking into it, and for the first time ever in my life, I could refer to who I was without feeling uncomfortable, without feeling, when you miss something. Yeah. So all this time I could never feel comfortable identifying as gay or gender fluid. I would identify as either or, because it was the easiest for me to explain to somebody who I was. It was who I thought I was. But then I had to go back again. These memories I got made me realize that even as a child, I could never choose whether I wanted to be a boy or a girl.
Wow.
I could never say whether I was a boy or a girl. All I could remember was asking God that somehow He would make me manly enough to qualify as a man
Mm-hmm.
and beautiful enough to qualify as a woman, and still be me, regardless of, because I didn't know where I fit in. My cousin Vernon Lawrence, his name I will say with pride, with love and gratitude, because he was the one who kept me going. Whenever I felt suicidal, I don't know, for some reason I would let him know, like, dude, if you don't see me after tomorrow, just let the rest of the family know until they'll find me. And he would always try and talk me out of it. And I remember the one day, you know, going back and forth, me not knowing whether I'm a boy or a girl, and you ask me, who are you? What do you want to be? If you could choose, what would you choose? And I said to him, I don't want to choose. I I I I can't choose. To me, I am him and her. I can't choose. I can't make up my mind. But as a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 year old with no such examples to look up to, I couldn't choose. It was as if, what if I make a choice and I made the wrong decision? As if these things would really happen according to my decisions. And so in December of last year, or rather January last year, 2021, when I realized that I was gender fluid, it was yet again one of the scariest times of my life. I knew that I had reached another level of who I was. I knew the level that I've reached was going to be visibly more in your face to those around me, to everyone who knew me. And at that point, when I realized how much that little child, I don't know even if I should say girl child, but the girl in me as a child, when I realized what she had gone through, all the beatings she received whenever she just showed a glimpse of herself, whenever I would talk of her. There was a one day, everything had to be done in secret. So back in the day, my sister and them had hot brushes, and I nearly burned a house down with a hot brush because I wasn't supposed to be handling a hot brush. So I was in the room. I had long enough hair to curl it with a hot brush, and then I won't mention it, I heard a voice, and that was the voice that was going to tear the skin off me for playing with the hot brush. And so I put it between the pillow, the continental pillow, and the mattress, and there was a big teddy bear on the bed, and I put that also there, and I ran out.
Sure.
And after a while, we just saw smoke. The bed started burning with all of the, and during that time, 2020 December, 2021 January, when these flashbacks started coming, all I could remember was the times I used to take my sister's clear Q-Tex and apply clear Q-Tex because no one's gonna see but me. You know, the times I would use my cousin's lipstick because she lived with us. use my cousin's lipstick in the bathroom so that I can wipe it before leaving the bathroom. And I would think, would I ever be able to just be myself? And when these memories and that which I've just realized, I was like, but there's no way. There's no way I'm gonna love another day of my life, not allowing this inner child to love and just be free. I wanted to give her, I wanted to give me everything we thought we could never have. Thus, thus, without having to explain to anyone, without being afraid of being beaten up for it. And it was at that moment when, yes, I was fearful. I realized that there is a whole lifetime to catch up on. And there was a whole lifetime for her to love, from when it all started, all the years that she couldn't surface, and going forward. And I knew, I had already decided to let her be, to give her the time, to give her the space to be herself, and to basically give her the right to just be who she was. It was scary.
I can imagine.
It was scary. At the time, yes, a lot of you are so confused. A lot of you had seen me a few years ago with lipstick and makeup or what have you, and now I'm coming out like, oh, my first lipstick. No. So here's the thing. Queen Bee, my stage character. Okay. Let me. Sorry. I'm gonna be back and forth. I would speak to you as things come to mind. Right.
Okay.
So in 2012, things at work got so bad that I would travel to work, and before I walk through the door in the office, I would decide, nah, I don't want to be here. And I would go back home, come up with some excuse. And I realized that I wasn't very happy at work. I realized that no matter where I've worked, I was only happy in the beginning until I mastered what I was doing, and then I needed something else. It was also in 2012 when I realized that all these things that I always wanted to do, acting, drama, being flight attendant, interior design, all these things, these are the people that I'm meeting. These are the friends that I'm meeting. These are acquaintances I'm meeting, friends of friends that are coming into my life. And I used to ask God, but why are you doing this to me? Are you trying to tell me that I'm not good enough? That everyone else can do everything that I wanted to do? Until at some point that changed, and I realized that God is trying to tell me that anyone can be it. Anyone can be an actor, anyone can do drama, anyone can be anything I wanted to be, even me, And then I looked at my work situation and I'm like, perhaps it is what it is because I'm in a wrong field. I'm not happy doing what I'm doing. I'm doing what I'm doing because they said I must do it. They wanted me to have a job. They wanted me to get up and go to a boss every day because otherwise I didn't want to work. Otherwise I was lazy. Otherwise, you understand?
Yeah.
And then I looked at my life and I'm like, but I don't want to do this for the rest of my life. I don't want to feel miserable for the rest of my life. I don't want to dig into my deepest just to find motivation to get up, go to work, be happy at work, be a positive energy at work, And then I decided to, again, give me a chance. I decided to save up for a year. I save up my leave days. I cut down on expenses. And I was, at that point in my life, ready to give me a chance. So I worked up until 2013 and then I resigned from work. And it was at that time when it all started. I would say my life started then. Um, this whole change, this whole, I won't say it's a transformation because it's always been there, it's just always been suppressed,
Yeah, yeah.
you know. And then I quit my job in 2012. Um, no, 2012, I decided to quit my job in 2013. So I worked up until June 2013, and there came a day when the plan was to work up until December of 2013. There came a day when I just couldn't take it any longer. I resigned from work, a handwritten resignation, which I handed to my senior, and I left, you know. And then I think because I partially gave way to this inner being, it slowly started taking over, you know. I got myself a casting agent, but in the meanwhile, through the motivation of my friends, I started drafting down just sayings that I would come up with when we're chatting with people and so forth. And then my stage production was birthed. In my stage production, I had initially three characters. Auntie B. Um, Auntie B is better known than myself. Auntie B is better known than Rudolph, Rudy, all of us. She's the better known of them all because she was the lead character in my stage production, A Hair Thingy. So the ideas from A Hair Thingy started. I launched the production A Hair Thingy in Polokwane 2017 in October. And I just somehow knew that A Hair Thingy was more than just a stage production. I knew it was more than just a play. Some people couldn't understand why I'm going on about this hair thingy, you know. A lot of them also thought it was just big talk.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of them thought it was just this bubble that I was in, and these are things that I want to do. And I went ahead and I don't care what people say. You know, I went, I did my thing. And after the launch of A Thing in Polokwane, I almost immediately got booked for a show in Joburg. Doing the show in Joburg, one thing just led to another. I think after Polokwane, after I did my launch in Polokwane, I felt like, and I kind of knew somehow that, you know what, I can do anything.
Yeah.
I can do absolutely anything. It took so much effort. It took so much struggle. It took so much from within to get that show launched. That even I was at the hall, just waiting for people, and I'm going to start performing. And I was so unsure if it was going to happen. There was just so much setbacks. There was just so much challenges that while at the hall waiting for people to arrive, the possibility of that night being cancelled was still there. In my mind, it was like just waiting for it to happen, you know. And by the end, when I thanked everyone that showed up, in that moment, I was like, anything, no matter how difficult or how hard, you can do it, right? Anyway, so I came back to Joburg. Now the confidence level was already there. And I started promoting my show, and I started, you know, people started getting to know the show, and then people started booking me for motivational gigs. I started doing stand-up comedy as my character. Um, in I just grew, you know, and I think that was what little Rudeybah needed, you know, because the excuse was people see me in a dress because it's art.
Yeah.
I somehow, pardon, I became comfortable through the little things that I did for my character. There was no sign of the Rudeybah. By the way, the name Rudeybah I was given by an ex-boyfriend's friend in 2004. 2003 December, yeah, to 2004. He had this habit of changing everybody's name, using your original name but turning it into a female name. So he made Rudy Rudeybah, and I've been Rudeybah ever since, right? So yeah, and I realized that little Rudeybah was now looking back. She used the stage. She used um, the people coming out to the shows in to hear me speak. Is she used it to build herself. She got to a point where by the time when she realized, but this is not all for show, this is me, she was already confident enough to, after they've seen me all along,
Yeah.
you know. And that's where I started growing. Then now that I realized, look, I'm gender fluid. I've always been Rudolph and Rudeybah. I just didn't want to see it. I didn't want to accept it, just like everyone else. And I can honestly look back now. In the other day, I apologized to Rudeybah because I saw us through the eyes of the world. Failure, God hates us, we're not going to heaven, and so many other things that I can't say. I don't know who's going to be watching this. You understand? Going to hell. So how do you accept yourself when everyone around you tells you jy gaan doodgaan van AIDS, jy gaan 'n prostituut raak, mense gaan slaan, mense gaan haat, gaan jy alcoholic is, jy gaan drugs, all those things. How do you accept yourself being that person that not even your mother likes? You understand? So what happened was I got these flashbacks and I was afraid because at that moment I knew that with every bit of courage that I over the time built up to be myself, and everything I had within me to try and tame those that I didn't want to, those factors, some that already revealed themselves to come to light, into life. Rudeybah is here now, and Rudolph has accepted to let Rudeybah be herself. I just decided that all my life, Rudeybah had to sit back from some dark corner and watch me love and enjoy life and have a life and have a say in, have a favorite color and have a favorite meal and have a favorite place to go to, all of those things, while she sat there, watch me experience all of these things. And I made a conscious decision that from that day onward, Rudeybah can be whoever she was, whenever she wanted to be. And making the decision to me was brave and scary because I knew my will. And Rudeybah was obviously also going to have a strong will. And I just knew at that point in time that this child is going to come out to love. She's going to come in play and she's going to want the world to know I'm here. And the makeup I wore prior to that, somebody applied to me, for my shows, is Rudeybah, or rather Queen Bee. That was a character, But Rudeybah was here and Rudeybah wanted to love. Rudeybah wanted to go to the shop. Rudeybah wanted to go shopping. Rudeybah wanted to go say hi to friends, as Rudeybah. So at that point in time, I also realized, had my upbringing been different, had it been different, I would have accepted myself a long time ago.
Yeah.
I would have gotten used to this a long time ago. If the family that I lived with, if they accepted people like myself, I would have accepted myself and people like myself. All I knew growing up was that we were bad things. We were demonic. We were not from God. You get what I'm saying? So I hated myself because of seeing myself through the eyes of the world. As a failure, as a demon, is. But like I said, if my parents, if my siblings older than if the community accepted people like me, I would have given me a chance a long time ago. I got to a point, by the time I realized who I was, basically no one from my household that I grew up with was in my life any longer. And at that point in time, I think it was a matter of, why would you not accept yourself? You've already lost them. Because that was my greatest fear, losing my family because of who I was. And the fear was so big that I managed to forget side of me is a coping mechanism. I couldn't be that person. Who was going to love me? Who was going to care for me? Who was going to take care of me? And so by January 2021, I'd already lost all of them. I had nothing left to lose, just need to gain. And it was, let's go.
Let's do this.
Let's do this, with or without them, And I decided, let's go all the way. I gave Rudeybah permission. I said, my sweetheart, you do what you need to do. I hid you all your life. Now I'm giving you life. I'm giving it back to you. Do with it as you please. Obviously within boundaries, within and yes, sometimes I, like everyone else, I think I lose track of what I'm doing, what's within boundaries, what's out of boundary, but I come back. We fall and then we rise again, and that's what I'm gonna do from now going forward. Rudeybah has my utmost support. She is my kyk, partykeer wil die girl goeie so partykeer wil sy goeie doen. Things that I'm not, especially when it comes to makeup, especially when it comes to expressing yourself, that I have to, like, my sweetie, ons weet jy so bad. Dit is so sy mens wat iets niets uitgevind het en no, as it was like, my sweetie, calm down, yeah? Relax, let this first thing this through and so forth. But so here's the thing, I'm not gay, I'm not bisexual, I am gender fluid. To describe me completely, I would describe myself as a bisexual gender fluid male. Bisexual because people hear sexuality, they hear homosexuality, and they picture two men together having sex. Sex is only but a percentage of it only contributes a percentage to my full being. I'm more than just sex. I'm more than just who I sleep with. However, why I refer to myself as a bisexual, gender fluid being, it could be, I could also use bisexual, um, non-binary being. Bisexual because I have an interest in men and women. Sexually, emotionally, I'm interested in men and women. Um, so that's where the sexual part comes in. But I could be gender fluid and I could be non-binary and still be straight. That's what people don't know. My being, how I feel. If today I feel more men than women, I could still be sexually a straight man and only sleep with women and only be interested in women and only have a desire for women. Who I am with expressing myself has got absolutely nothing to do with my sexual desires and my sexuality. There's more. There's a mind, there's a body, and there's a inner being. You understand? And then they each have their own category, if I can put it that way. Characteristics. And I didn't know that. I thought you were gay or straight. I thought you were bi or straight. I thought you were lesbian or straight. You know? But I have a sexual interest in men and women. I would look at women. There was a time during the time when I thought I was gay or when I thought I was bi, I would look at women and I'd be like, damn girl. If only I was straight. You know? I would look at women like
pride yourself of it.
Shit. Yes, if I was a straight man, I would go for women like you. And then I'd be like, maybe I'm trying to convince myself I'm not gay. You know, because we want to hang on to a bit of macho-ness, some bit of butchness, or, you know, you will need it gayers there. And then I'm like, no, I would make them pop. You know, I would love that. But, you know, so it is all about knowing who you are. If I had listened to people, if I kept living my life according to what I was supposed to be or what was expected of me, I would have never found myself. And yes, a lot of people say we're demonic. Let them deal with it. You know, a lot of people say, okay, so you're half man, half woman. No, I'm not half man, half woman. I'm 100% gender fluid. On one day, I could lean more towards the masculine side on the spectrum. Some days more towards the feminine side on the spectrum. Sometimes, like today, I'm right in between. You know, so I've learned to appreciate all of this. I honestly think, you know, they say that before birth, we actually decide or choose our lives on earth. We choose our family, we choose where we are born and whatever, all those things. And I always say, if that is the case, then I'm not surprised because I like things. I can just imagine sitting there speaking to God, like, oh, I want to experience this and that and that and that and that. I don't like to be limited. In being who I am, I feel like there's very limits to what I can be and who I can be and what I can do, you know. And I think, what if I was a straight man? I'm sure I would have wished things were slightly different because it would have been so boring. for me, and so it took a lot of alone time to actually come to terms with all of this. But in actual fact, the only reason for that is because of what the world makes us think and what the world makes us believe. If everybody could love their life for themselves, embracing themselves, they would not care to let anyone else. They would not care to let anyone else try and be who they think that person should be. You're a straight man. Why do you put eyeliner in your eyes? Why does it bother you that I put eyeliner? Maybe I'm comfortable with my eyeliner around my eyes as a man or woman. You understand? When you question yourself, when you are unsure about yourself, that leaves room for you to verbally question someone else and make them doubt themselves. Oh, it's not like that for me. Why is it like that for you? And how do you even get to do that so comfortably and with so much confidence? Come tell me, because it's not supposed to be like that. Nothing is supposed to be anyway. Everything is what it's supposed to be. And we need to stop trying to change others and stop trying to be who we're not. I'm not a butch gay man. I'm not a butch colored yonky. I'm a gender fluid being.
And you're also not feminine.
And even if I am, there are times when I am. But then I'm not feminine, then I'm Rudeybah. Then it's a different personality. There's the other thing. We a lot of people are not comfortable with the topic of personalities and being multi-personality and what I've got different personalities. My personalities got names. Thank God for my stage production. Some of my personalities are in my stage production, and because of that they got names. Right? And with performing them and getting into their character, loving my day-to-day life, I can sense who's in control and who's not. When I face situations in my life, it's almost as if I know which one of them to place in charge. Because Rudeybah doesn't like work. She wants to love her life. She wants to express herself. She wants to make sure that what she feels is known to the world, in her opinion is known, and she gets to do what she wants to do. When it comes to work related things or whatever, that's where Rudolph takes over. You understand? When it comes to a fight, when it comes to having to stand up for myself, when it comes to whatever, I'll put the correct. It's not even that I go and sit like, okay, who do I need to put in charge? You understand? They just take over when I don't even know. Okay, I'll realize by what I say or how I handle it, like, oh, Dubs is in charge, But I also know when you know that person, when they approach you and they approach you with this energy. And then I would also, okay, diba? Yung nagkumpuan fat mama. You understand? So, a lot of people would ask you, so you are half man, you're half woman, or you live a double life, or you like a after 9. It's none of those things. My personality can change right now. I could become one of the others right now. Those moments dat ek sommer nog gou die week afruk of uit 'n hak uit wil klim, dan iemand anders oorgewin dan nie lus vir 'n week nie. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
In die banyan spoorpoint.
Yes, but there's the thing. There's more to life than just being straight, being homo or bi. And I discovered that with a bang. I discovered that when last year, last time, a lot of things started making sense to me. Why would I sometimes be okay with being me and sometimes not? It's because those times that I'm okay with me, it was during the periods when I was Rudolph. So the world didn't really have much to say about Rudolph. The times when I was suicidal, the times that was really bad for me. Pardon. Those are the times when the personality shift took place and I didn't realize it. So it was harder for me to be at school during that time because suddenly I had to work hard at being a boy. Suddenly I had to work hard at speaking like a boy because it wasn't natural then. Because somebody else took over, but I had to still make it seem like I was in charge. Those are the times I was suicidal. Those are the times when I didn't want to be seen in public. Those are the times when I went into my shell, whether at school, whether you don't want to be seen. You want to be recognized as little as possible because Niska can't even eat seen. And then they had to change and I'll be fine again being out there and life would be easier, until somebody says something and then you'd hear somebody say something and then a few people like Morphe. And then all of a sudden everyone starts calling you Morphe. You're like, but why? What did I do? Because you don't realize that from within it's one of your other, it's a part of you that's currently in charge, and that part that's in charge, it's kind of like though you're trying to hide it from the world, what I realize now is that the world knew me before I knew me. They saw the changes I didn't see. You understand? I just felt things. I just felt uncomfortable. I just felt a certain way. I felt I needed to be more mean. I felt like all of a sudden, jy loop so amazing. Loop bietjie, jy praat so amazing. Last week I didn't think these things. But now I'm thinking because my subconscious, my inner being is aware of the fact that one of our other selves is in charge around people who don't know them, around people who expect to see Rudy always. But Rudy's not there always. Sometimes afterward. At the Rudeybah picky the photo and so forth. You understand, but I wasn't aware. But honestly speaking, my cousin Vernon Lawrence that I mentioned earlier, he saw things that I didn't see. He accepted me when I didn't even know what I had to accept about me. So I'm not angry at anyone for not accepting me. The family, um, those who mock me, those who don't understand me, those who make fun of me. It took me all my life to understand me, to get to a point of even trying to understand me. So I don't expect anyone to just accept me or understand or fathom what I'm saying. It took me all my life. You understand what I'm saying? All I'm saying is get to a point where you work on you. Don't be worried about what other people do. Don't be worried about what other people say. Don't be worried about how other people express themselves. Be worried about why you worried. Why are you worried about them? In him, in her. Fix you. The moment we start focusing on ourselves, we would have less to say about others. The moment we have less to say about others, we make others feel more comfortable being themselves. So that's my journey. That's part of how I got to know who I am. Hopefully in the future, I would have a better following or a easier way of explaining this to people. it's all still new to me. Um, I'm sure in future I'll find a way of explaining it all to you in a better way, in a more, I don't know. Because I think at the moment I was all over the show.
Maybe to break it down,
Yes.
certain, like characterize it and just break each characteristic down and make it clearer for a person to
Yes,
understand.
clearer. Because I think right now there's still a bit of, but we'll get
Bits
there,
and
my sweetie,
pieces.
one day at a time. Just like Rome,
One
the
and
slower
only
girl doesn't go to the time.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys, for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and tell us what you guys want us to discuss. And also don't be scared to share your stories with us. And who knows, one day you could be the one on this couch, or you could be the one that we visit to share your journey with us.
Yes.
With others.
If you have anything you want to share with our viewers, please inbox us. We could come to you. You could come to us. We could make any kind of a arrangement, and we could have you on board telling your story. And who knows, you might be changing a life.
Yes, you might inspire somebody that has been going through the same thing, or who knows somebody who's going through something similar to what we are talking about.
Or their own. It doesn't have to be similar in any way. If what you want to talk about is about regarding ground or sand, then come talk about your sand. If you want to talk about the clouds, come talk about the clouds. You know, we each have our own journey, and like I said, sometimes you need to hear what's happening in the journey of someone else in order to see where we're heading on our own journey.
Yeah, true that. Okay, bye bye. See you next
Bye,
time.
lovies.